Welcome everybody, I am Traren, and in this video we're going to be going over basic warrior tanking in World of Warcraft. I expect you to have a general understanding of your class abilities and talents, and we won't be going over any of that. Okay, we will be going over your main abilities, but more so how or when to use them than this is what you should be using. This video is for beginners that want to get into Mythic Plus dungeons and some light raid tanking. These are my opinions and things that I've seen and experienced doing Mythic Plus dungeons myself. Please let me know in the comments how wrong I am. Let's get into it. First, let's do an overview of all of your abilities we'll be talking about today. Shield Block, Ignore Pain, Demoralizing Shout, Shield Wall, Spell Reflection, Last Stand, Rallying Cry, and Victory Rush. These are all broken down into three categories: proactive, both, and reactive. Proactive abilities are ones that you should be using before something bad happens. Shield Block is your main ability to mitigate damage here. You want to keep it up as much as possible, and you definitely want to have it up before you take damage. I see so many people in Mythic dungeons hitting this after they've been slammed for over half of their health. That does you absolutely no good. You've already taken the damage. Get it up ahead of time so that you don't take half your health, and that makes it easier on your healers. Ignore Pain is another active mitigation that you will use proactively. It will prevent 50% of the damage taken up to a certain amount. And again, if you take damage and then use it, you've successfully not stopped damage from coming through. Demoralizing Shout is also something you want to use ahead of time. It reduces your damage taken, so why use it after you've taken the damage? I keep repeating myself, but you see the common theme here with the proactive abilities. Shield Wall is again something that you're going to use when you know you're going to take damage. If you're making a large pull, if there's a certain boss mechanic that does something really bad, you can use it ahead of time. And last, Spell Reflection. I put it on the proactive list because you have to use it before you get hit by the spell. However, you have to react in knowing that there's a spell being cast. So it's kind of both, but it's more proactive. Because if you do it afterwards, you've successfully done nothing. Let's jump over to the right side of the screen and look at the reactive ability, Victory Rush. This is not something that you're going to be using too often. It only triggers after you yourself have killed something with the final blow. However, it does heal you for 20% of your health, so use it when you got it when you're low health. Now let's look at the middle of the screen here, where we have both abilities that can be proactive or reactive. Last Stand is an ability that gives you temporary hit points. You also are healed for the amount of temporary hit points that you gain. So you can use this after you've taken a big hit to sort of stabilize your hit points for your healer. Or if you know you're taking a lot of damage, you can use this ahead of time to help absorb the blow with those temporary hit points. Maybe even saving your life. Rallying Cry is very similar to Last Stand, however it affects your entire party. So again, you can use it ahead of time when you know your party is going to take a ton of damage, or you can use it after your party's taken damage to help your healer with those temporary hit points. That's the basics for warrior tanking. The most important takeaways are making sure you're using your abilities proactively and keeping as much uptime on Shield Block as possible. Fill in between with your other abilities to smooth out the damage being taken. And another tip is make sure you know the dungeon or raid. Practice really does make perfect. Knowing when you're going to be taking damage is key. Also, let your group know that you're new to tanking or new to the dungeon. That's also helpful. They're either going to help you out or they're going to kick you from the group, but you didn't want to do a dungeon with those guys anyways. That wraps up this video on Warrior Basics. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you know when future videos are released. Also, catch me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/jtraren, where we can hang out, answer questions, do some dungeons. That's it for now. Until next time.